Hi kids, it's Mrs. McGreevy again from Horizon Middle School. Welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to make a bar graph. And when we're finished with this video, what I'd like you to do is to go to the NCES website link that we've provided in your Canvas online packet. And once you get there, you're going to click on Create a Graph. And then you will see these different graph choices show up. And today we're going to choose a bar graph. So go ahead and click on bar graph. And then once you get there, you're going to see that you're given some different options for bar graphs. So what I'd like you to do is to choose this vertical option. I'm going to go ahead and click this. And then I'm going to go back over here to my notebook tabs, and I'm going to choose data. Today what we're going to do is we're going to graph our precipitation data that we have for the average precipitation that fell in Ferndale, Washington last year. So my graph title is going to be Precipitation in Ferndale, Washington. And you'll notice that I have a lot of these words preloaded in here because I don't have a lot of time to make this video. It kind of speeds things up, but you're going to have to type them all out. Then you're going to label your x-axis. And your x-axis, remember, is the axis that runs horizontally at the bottom of your graph. And so once again, we're going to call those, label that as months. And then we're going to label the y-axis. And the y-axis, remember, is the one that runs vertically up the side like this. And so we are going to label that precipitation in inches. So those were measured in inches, and so that's important to identify that on your graph. Then you're going to come down here to your data set, and this area that says items. We're going to have 12 items once again. Those 12 items are representing the 12 months that the data is being taken from. And then we are going to leave the groups as one. You have one group, and that group represents the precipitation. I'm then going to scroll down here. Now, if you would like to change the color of your bars on your bar graph, you can click this. I'm just going to leave mine green today. And here is where I'm going to enter all my item numbers. And so my first item is going to be the month of January once again. And I'm just going to go down here and very quickly enter all of these months. You'll notice that these are preloaded on my computer, and you might find that when you do this time around that yours will be preloaded as well because you've done it once before. You'll also notice that I have these abbreviated. I'm doing that to make sure that they fit on my graph correctly. Then I'm going to come up here to where it says value, and this is where I'm going to enter the precipitation in inches for each month. So for January, it was 3.8 inches. So that's getting close to 4 inches, but not quite. And then in February, it was 1.2 inches. And in March, it was 1.1 inch. And in April, it was 4 inches. And for May, it was 1.2. And once again, for June, it was 1.2. Now, I'm not going to finish out all these values, but you will need to enter these values for your graph. Now I'm going to take you to the preview section. So we're going to go back over here to our notebook tabs, and I'm going to click preview. And you'll see a picture of my graph come up. Now remember, I only put in half of my values, and so I only have a partial graph. I only have half a graph. You'll notice up here, this is my graph label. It says precipitation in Ferndale, Washington. Here's my y-axis label, precipitation in inches. Here's my x-axis label, it says months, and you'll notice the months January through December. Now, when you fill out the rest of your values, you will have bars all the way across here. It is possible if you didn't have, there was no rain for a month, that there would be no bar. There would be an empty space. So that's kind of interesting. So this is showing me that in January, there was an average rainfall of 3.8 inches, and in February, 1.2. Okay, once you do that, you're going to go to print and save. And once again, it says email this graph to your teacher. You're going to type in your teacher's email address. This is my email address, but you need to put in your teacher's and then click send. Thank you.